Hey, how's it going, guys and gals? This is Holy Fishing. I am Sack Dog. Today we are painting up two. They're probably both going to be two blanks. And painting up these two blanks, we're going to make this is going to be probably the easiest ones to paint up. I thought I'd show you almost like a little tutorial on just a quick paint. So that's what we're going to do today. And yeah, so let's get on it and let's have some fun here. All right, so I'm just making sure that the camera is looking pretty decent. I'm gonna move my light over towards the side and up so I can really see my lures. So that's where they are, right there. I hope you guys can see everything. The way I'm going to be moving things around, it's going to be pretty, I'm going to do the best I can to keep everything on this camera. I've been having a little bit of difficulty. So today, it's going to be a little bit simple. So what we're going to start off is with just opaque white. And we're going to go really slow with this, okay? So both of them are going to get painted white underneath. And then just silver sides. We're going to make it a little bit translucent, not a lot, but that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start off with the white. We're going to start on the bottom first of this here, and I'm just going to grab each one as I go along so I can keep more room here, or I may just finish this one out, then we'll jump on to the next one. So this is just opaque white. So make sure everything is painting really good. I don't have my fan over here with me today, just so that I can talk to you guys. It's pretty loud. So I'm just doing a really light spray there. And I shouldn't have done it that way, but I did do it that way. Everything is looking pretty damn good right now. So we're gonna leave it at that. And I'm going to take each step because of the it being brand spanking new. It wants the paint wants to kind of bead up on it. I don't know if everybody else has that issue, but that's the issue I got. I'm keeping my distance here, and that's all I'm going to do. A nice little mist just to get that paint to get on there. So here we go. A little bit of paint here. Okay. I'm turning it just a slight bit. This spraying so nice right now. I hope it just continues on throughout the day. Real nice fog to that. And 1 second here. I just had something do a flyby here. I don't know where it landed. And it landed right here. I don't know, we'll see about. And I got it. So I got a little dent right there. All right. So let's go ahead and do that again. What I'm doing right now is I'm giving it a little tilt. And for me to do that, I don't want any more overspray going up it. So since I did let this sit for a little bit, I am going to go ahead and clean out my nozzle here and make sure that sucker is nice and moist and does not collect any debris or dry out on me. And that is what I'm shooting for, is a nice little line. I gotta tilt it that way. If I don't, what ends up happening is that overspray will it will go all over the side of the blank, because it tapers down here by the tail. So if I don't angle it, that's what's going to end up happening. Just like that. Let's take a look there. That is looking pretty dang good. Not too shabby there. And we'll just let that dry. I think that might be it right there. That is pretty uniformed. It is looking really, really good. So yeah, I'm going to put that over here to the side, get it away from me, and then we'll work on the second one here. A little too much there, so I'm going to back off of there. I ended up pressing down a little too much. Okay, that's a little better. There's the paint. I don't want to open it up too much. And that's about it right there. That is awesome. That is looking really good. Okay, do a nice little tilt. Okay. Alright, so you can see kind of my line right there. I don't know if you can see it. So what would end up happening is that overspray will come all the way up here, all the way up in here, because of that taper. So on here, that's not what I want. So I'm going to kind of I'm working it nice and slow here. And this needs to darken up a little bit more on this side here. All right, that is looking pretty damn good. Right through the middle here. I don't want to go all the way down. I'm just doing the belly right here to that point there, because that's where it's going to want to start curving, and it will overspray all that. So like I said, I'm just taking my sweet time here, making sure everything is exactly the way. Now I'll put this one back over here. It takes a little bit of time, but it's all well worth it. It really is. It makes that your line is just legit. So if you wanted to learn how to make straight lines, this is one of the ways that I'll show you another one later, and I'll let you take a look at this one here, because this one here is pretty much done now with the white. Alright, so there you go right there. I hope you guys can see that pretty good there. So it's not coming up halfway up the dang thing, so it's going to come up about right there, and all of this would have been oversprayed. Half of that would have been all white, and I don't mind a little bit, but we're going to keep that thing pretty smooth. You know what really sucks is I added a little too much paint. So that's kind of a bummer. So we're going to go back to this one here, excuse me. We're going to do a nice little tilt like so. Alright, I just wanted to darken that up. I got to get a little bit more white over onto this side. So for me, to really get this the way I want it to, I've got to actually, it's better for me to hold it so I can angle it exactly where I want it. And to do that side is normally like this. Just like that. I'm just adding a little bit there, really darkening up that white as much as I can. And then I'm going to hit this side. So, well, at least we got them both done underneath. So what I want to do now, grab my brush, get that nozzle. I'm just making sure everything is looking good. I'm going to now, I hate when I drop them. So now I'm going to get it off the rack here, and I'm going to go ahead and do it the way I normally do it. I like to take a turn here, a little tilt like so, and just like that. And that is a done deal. I almost messed up there. So we're leaving it. We're leaving it. It looks good. Looks good enough. All right, now we're working on the back here. So we are gonna make, I'm thinking about making a, what would you call that? A teal back is what I'm thinking. I'm going to put some details in here just to make it look really, really cool. So same thing with the top here. I'm going to come and bring it. I'm going to do a nice little tilt here on one of them. One of them is going to be a black back, so I don't have to worry. This one here. Whew. All right, I am leaving that as is. Okay, and then I'm going to come around on this side and see if I can at least shoot the same one. You know what, let's just leave it. The reason why I'm going to leave it is because I do not, it beat it up. It wasn't a good, when you first start spraying the lures, the water, the spray wants to actually bead up on the blank. If you don't hit it light, it's going to, that's what it's going to, the paint's going to want to do because of the the seal coat that I put on there. So I don't, and it does happen to the ones I get also. It wants to just bead up on the plastic at the start, but as soon as you do spray a nice little mist, let that dry, everything else is pretty good. But if you're impatient, you're going to get a lot of bead up on there, and it's not going to look as good. But for certain lures, it'll be fine. You're not damaging it at all or changing performance of that lure by doing so. But today, that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of off a little bit, just trying to figure out exactly what colors to make them. I do want one to be like a black back or something of that nature, but I'm not sure yet. I am not quite sure yet. So that's all I'm doing right now. I may even put scales on one of these and just scale the back end out, you know, but we'll see. I think I'm just going to keep them solid. I'm not going to put any scales on them, not a lot of patterns. They may get some spots here and there with some colors, but all in all, these are supposed to be very simple, and the only hard part is the drying game. You know, I just need to let these paints dry up. So I'm taking this one here back off. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to create a line, less overspray. So this is all right. So we hit that side, and we're going to come across and just do a quick spray right there. I don't know if you can see when I first sprayed it, you can see the little, it's so minute because I sprayed it so light that it's hard to see it. So but it's there. It's just hard to see because they're very, very small. So I'm going to just let that sit, just like that. This one here is complete because this one might be just a black back, but we'll see. It may be a flashback, flash black. So like I said before, make sure every time you stop you want to clean out that front end. See, when I do this, there's water inside there, it stays in there. Before you spray, you want to blow that out of there because it will leave splatters. Checking it out, making sure it does look a little matty, so I think this is dry. So we're going to go ahead and paint again. Make sure you spurt that out, like I said. Doesn't take a whole lot. And then from this point, it should start doing very well. I shouldn't have to worry about any overspray. And then when I'm all said and done with that, I'll let you take a look at this here. Whew. I got a little bit thick there. Little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on that front end. I'm going to put a little bit of paint on that nose. I'm going to go ahead and get inside the eyes and get that all nice and... So these are the little things that you have to figure out with each lure also, is how, when you spray it on, what is the overspray like, what is, but that's it right there. We got that front end starting to come together there. It's fairly light on the bottom there. Still got to do a little bit more work up on the top, but all in all, it is looking really good. All right, here we go again. We're going to get this side. Take a good look at that there, making sure that I am not there we go. We don't want to overbuild the paint. Just take your time. Anytime you're doing new colors and whatnot, you really want to take your time. I mean, it's not a new color, it's just a new, as in I haven't done it in a long time. Just getting that eye. I'm going to keep hitting that front end and stuff. There we go. Alright, I'm going to take it back over to this side now. See, now it's a little bit different. I don't have to really worry about it too much. So... Okay, so when I'm looking at this thing now, I do definitely want to start bringing that white down a little bit further now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and this is the other way you can make a straight line, so pay attention. I'm spraying over the top. I'm going to get a little bit more white in here. Going to get a little more white. It's just not a lot. It is a little bit wasteful now, and what I want to do is I want to get that white, and I want to bring it right down to the top of that gill plate there. So I'm spraying over the top, and I'm just waiting. And I'll kind of explain a little bit of stuff when so there you go right there. So now I got it just below that line. So what's happening is that it sprays a cone. Okay, so I'm spraying over the top. I'm leaving it spraying over the top. So just say it's not touching the blank at all. Okay, I'm spraying over the top, and what I'm doing is I'm keeping this thing fairly straight. I do a little tilt, and then I just keep bringing it down and bringing it down till I start seeing that paint hit, and that there will create a nice straight line like that. Okay, so if you're ever curious, that's the way I've learned to do it, to make these straight lines. So there's this way, there's flipping it over this way like this when I do the underneath, and I kind of do the same thing. Okay, but what I'm doing is I'm looking at the plastic on the side, the high point of this lure here. Okay, that's what I'm looking at, and I've been turning it right about there. So that's all I want for it to turn white. Then I can just start spraying. Spray, spray, spray. Okay, and that's going to create that line, and it's going to create less overspray. All right. Even though I like overspray, I really like the overspray. So I'm going to now do this side here and do the same thing. But I do like a little bit of overspray, just so that the paint and everything got something to stick to. Like when I got this all foiled in, if there's no overspray, what ends up happening is that it just wants to bead up on the foil, because the whole foil is so smooth. So just like I say, I'm spraying over the top. Whoa. Go. So on this side, I'm going to take a better look at it from this side here, making sure. All right, so on this side, what ended up happening is just not down far enough. Okay, like right in here. All right, that is much better looking. Not saying that it's better than that side, but it is a done deal right there. So there we go with that. My next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray everything silver. Okay, so it's all going to be silvered in now. Then I can start building my colors on top of that. And this one here, like I said, it's just going to be a simple design. So it's going to be pretty solid. So if you even wanted to, one last shot, you can do a full on, something like. And you're going to see how much that overspray, look at how much overspray came onto there. And that's fine, that is okay. You just don't want to do that at the start, because imagine just that 2 passes. Look at how much it oversprayed onto the blank there. I don't know if you can see that, but I totally can. And that is not a bummer, but that's what I kind of want. It really helps out on the sticking of the other paints and whatnot. So that's as white as I want it, you know, maybe a little bit more around the nostril here. Whoops, I almost forgot. I am putting in yeah, spraying out. I just want to get it to spray onto the, there it goes. I just wanted to white out those eyes a little bit better there. And the nostril there, just like that. They even got nostrils on this thing. Pretty funny. Alright, so look at the bottom one last time. Make sure everything is good to go. So right in here, I can open it up right here. But when I do, I'm not going all the way back. I'm not going all the way back. I'm just doing the belly here. I just want to make sure all that stuff got pretty good there, especially on this side, you know what I'm saying? Alright, I think we're gonna leave it at that. That is good enough. Alright, so next I'm gonna clean this all out. I knew I put a little too much paint in there, so that kind of sucks on that part. So I'll turn you back on as soon as. Alright, now we're getting on to the fun part here. Alright, so I'm going to be shooting metallic silver on here now. And I'm just trying to focus here. Alright. So now the whole thing is going to get metallic except for the very bottom. So I'm going to work my way from the bottom back towards me. What I'm going to do is, you'll see, I'm just going to leave a white going right down the center there. So I'm going to tilt this a little more sideways like this. I'm going to leave that because I don't want to puddle up. I just shot quite a bit of paint. Alright, so I'm going to grab it like this because I just don't have a whole lot of room right now. I mean, I'm just like, I can almost touch my phone with my, spreading out my hands there. Alright, so let me take a good look at this. I'm going to go over to this side and grab that just like that. Alright, so there is that right there. You can see it's starting to darken up, the silver there. I'm just covering up that white on the side there is what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn it. Oh, there's no paint in it. Holy moly. I thought I put enough in here to do the whole job, but it's, there we go. And you did a little bit more. Alright, let's try that again. I was going, man, what is going on? There we go. And just like that, it's starting to, you can start to see the difference in the silver and the white in the middle there. It's starting to come together here. Alright, so that is what I'm looking for. You can see that silver come down the side right there. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, I can see it on the camera. This is what I'm doing. So for me to get that, what I do is I just tilt it a little bit and I'm getting that silver on there. Just like that. I just do a little tilt. And that is looking pretty dang good. Just a little bit more. It's just a little bit darker on that other side there. And I think we'll just go with that. That looks pretty good. White right down the middle there. And then from this point on here, I hit this side, and I'm going to hit the whole thing here. Just like that. And you're going to see the difference in the color from where it was white and where it's just getting silver. Here, 1 second. Let me just get this. There we go. Still pretty translucent. That's as silver as it's going to get. It doesn't get that way. You can still kind of see inside there. The only thing I want to do is get that front in there. Just like that. Alright, so now we're going to let this sit for a bit here and let it completely dry, but that is that right there. We got, just to show you here, you'll probably be able to see everything much better now, possibly. So it's just white right down the middle. Right there, about 3/16 of it all the way through. Well, it winds up over here a little more of a quarter, but yeah, it's all white. You got the silver, and the silver comes up all the way around. You can see that right through here. It's a little more translucent than where it was white, because that's as far as that color is coming down. And then from this point, it's just trying to figure out exactly what color I want to make this. Okay, then we'll paint in the gill plate. I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm not exactly still sure. You know what, let's just keep it as simple as possible. We're gonna go ahead and put the black flash across the top of this. We're not gonna use the black, and I am gonna take this off the stand just because I wanted to get really close to the lure, show you guys as close as I can get. And I mean, it is right there. This is a really cool black flash. It has little black sprinkles in it also. So that's going to make this whole thing really interesting. All right, so I'm going to create that line again. And there it is right there. Turn it to the other side. Same thing. Ooh, man, I almost puddled that right there. Almost puddled it. Let's work on this front end here, and let's work on this nose here. I think it would have been a little bit easier to just use black, but well, we're going to go ahead and take our time with this here anyways. So far so good. Very interesting. Looking good. All right, so on this side here, looking straight up and down, I got that right across there. So let's go ahead and turn this around a little bit so I can go ahead and bring that black down a little bit more. I had to kind of stop just because it was all right. There we go, just like that, and that is much more even. So it looks really good on both sides. I just got to get this here. There we go. Everything is looking the same. Get that front end a little bit darker here. I'm going to shoot that like I always do. Just like that. And there's that right there. Little silverback. I'm going to be putting some red gill plates on that. But right now, I am thinking I am done. I'm almost wanting to spray black spots all over it. Just do a quick whoosh, whoosh. I am so half tempted to do so, you know, but and I'm ran out again. normally on my silvers, I always put black spots everywhere. So I don't know, I may do that, I may not. Okay, but yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna do a full spray. Hopefully I get a little bit of overspray onto that silver. That'll give me my little tiny spots. And let's see how much spots I get on there. But that's it. That is a done deal on that one. It will get the red gill plates underneath. And it will get fins on this sucker also. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was lots of fun. A little more transparent look to it. You can see my bead in there. That's what's really cool, is that you can see my bead in there. So there's that. So we got that, just a simple black back silver. So yeah, it still takes a little bit of time to do so, right? I mean, geez, how these things take so much time that I just want to make sure before I close and clean up this that I got enough black on those eyes. You know, I wasn't really. There we go. See how I just shot on up and around? I kind of like that look. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, I really like that look like that. So I'm trying to imitate the other side here, and it's just not wanting to do so, but and there it goes. All right, I finally got a little bit of black. Just all right, man. You know, sometimes it works out for you. Sometimes it'll splatter everywhere. All right, so let's look at what we got going on so far. There it is, right there. Just a simple little silver back. I mean, black back. Just want to show you all these details. All right, now we are back. Okay, so our next is putting on the gill plate here. I'm going to have a red gill plate there. All my black, I just like the red gill plate. It just looks better. My greens and my shiner color, I really enjoy using orange. I like an orange gill plate, so that's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to roll it. So it'll be red right at the gill plate, then all up underneath here. I'm going to have it all red also. So I'm going with one drop. One drop should be able to take care of it, maybe two, but we'll find out. All right, let's make sure it's shooting out good there. So on my gill plate, when I do this here, I've already cut this out on one of my other sample pieces here. All right, one thing I do want to do, I've been letting this thing sit and dry here, so I want to do a little touch here. All right, I just want to make sure here. I'm going to bring it over towards here. I hope you guys can see this here. All right. That is what I want right there. We're going to shoot some paint. There it is right there. I'm heading towards and that's all I'm doing. And I'm pulling away just like that. Just a nice little light touch. And turn it on over. And we're going to do the same thing here. Yeah. A little bend here, a little bend there. And that looks good there. So make sure that other side's really clean there. Alright, so I'm putting that right up against there, and it's about, that's the thickness that I want right right. Come on now, I know you can do this. All right, right there. So here we go. We got paint, not yet. Come on. Come on. I'm just slowly pulling back the trigger there. I'm not seeing it. Let's back away. Alright, we got paint. We got a little too much paint. Come on now. What's going on? I almost got it there. I think I got it. Bingo. And there it is right there. Boy, oh boy, was that a little hassle or what? You know what? I may just leave it oh, gosh darn it. I may just leave it like that. I may not even want to paint down that whole side there. I think that's all I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to just leave it as is. When I dropped it, things landed on it. I was really thinking about putting on, I almost forgot a color, but it's not a big deal. I can get everything done on it. So next one is going to be my fins. So one drop is able to do both sides of the gills there. So that is pretty cool. So I'm just leaving it like that. I am not going to bring that all the way underneath. I'm just going to leave it as is right there. Okay, when I'm done cleaning, I'll bring back, then we'll do the next color. All right, I am back. It took me a little while to get back. So what I was doing was, I was making I was just cutting up a new fin. It's the same fin, but it's my old fin. I've had it since it's gone through hundreds of lures. This is what it looked like right there. And it's all bent on a harder plastic. This one here is on a thinner piece of plastic, and I'm hoping that this one here will work a little bit. It's new, so it should work perfectly, and I can see through it. It's a little bit thinner. I can really pinpoint exactly where I want it. It seems to want to hold and curl perfectly. That looks really nice. So hopefully that'll all turn out really well. I'll have less issues with my putting those fins on. What I'm doing right now is I'm just taking a good look here and making sure everything is on there good, right where I want it, just below, not too close to that gill plate, but we'll see what happens, huh? Ooh, god dang, right off the bat. So there's my yellow. 1 second, I want to clean all that. And that was quite a bit of water that just spilled through there, so that's not good. All right, so we'll just replace this fin back on there. I think that is a really good spot right there. We're going to hit that yellow. We're going to try not to move around too much now. And that is looking nice. It might have been a little close to that, but that's all right. I think that was just a little close to that bend there, man. You know, sometimes even that's hard to gauge at times. I don't know. He could have just sprayed from underneath and got that, but we'll definitely take care of that later. Not as in I'm going to clean it up. It is what it is, you know. I just didn't want it that close to that gill plate there. I'm just happy I didn't get right onto it, but you know, those are the little things. All right, so I just need to tilt that back a little bit. So I'm going to put this side on. And that is looking really good right there. I'm going to get a little bit, not too close to that gill plate, but I am going to get close just because the other side was fairly close. So here we go. Pull straight up. And so far so good. Alright, we are done with the yellow. Now the last color I'll be putting on here will be my emerald green. I like that emerald green shine. I don't want a lot. It's just going to be a quick skim through the whole thing with that emerald green, and this is a done deal. So okay, and I'm hoping now I can pinpoint exactly where I want that thing, and so far that is looking right on the money. I'm gonna lift up the airbrush here real nice and gentle, do a quick spray, open up that nozzle a little bit. I want to really darken up that front end. Then I'm just spraying onto the plastic and then darken up the tip there. And that's it. And voila, look at that. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? Don't get too excited because you may mess up the other side. You know what I'm saying? There's my other one. All right. We're looking pretty good. We're going to start getting color here. I'm backing off because it's dropping. This end keeps dropping, so I'm going to tighten up this end here and bring it back up like so. That way I can get this right on the money again here, because that's kind of bogus there. All right, come on. Right there. Just stay right there for me, buddy. All right, come on, paint. Come on, paint. A little bit less. All right, pull straight back, and bingo bango, we did it. All right. Whew, I really like this new little deal that Aaron came out with, so I will definitely be cutting all of it onto this stuff here, and it's just much thinner. It's more flexible. I can get it bent around on there a little bit better. That came out clean. That came out really clean. I like that. All right, I am back. We're on our last color, our last deal right here. So this is going to be really cool. Dang it, that was kind of wacky. I was waiting for a drip, but it just rolled right down the side. Did it get on the outside? No. So my last color that I'm shooting on, it's emerald green, metallic emerald green, and I'm not shooting a bunch of this on. I'm just going across really quick here, making sure. I'm running out here. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just shooting all the emerald green sprinkles onto it. I'm going to go ahead and come around here. I'm going to get that gill plate a little bit more. I'll let that shine up nice and a little bit more greenish there. I don't want a lot, so that's why I'm going back and forth here and just adding it to that top gill plate right there. And then I'm going to have a little bit of emerald green, same thing. I'm just shooting little by little, just like that. I don't want too much. I just want a little highlight of that emerald green, and it looks the same on both sides. The front end now, I'm going to get a little more emerald green on there, just a slight, just to kind of give that nice tint. And then same with the back tail there. I want to just get a little bit more green there. And then my last but not least, I'm going to go right across the whole thing. Just like that. And that's just going to just give that nice little light emerald green shine. And I wasted all the paint, and that's it, yo. So there we go. We are done with that. I'm going to just fill this up with water real quick, and I will get on the cleaning of this airbrush here. But I'm just going to kind of just fill the water up and Make sure it doesn't get dry because I do have the heat going on down here, so while I do this. So there we go. Alrighty then. Oh, alright. I thought it was going to switch back over. But anyways, there we go right there. We're going to go ahead and put the eyes on this right now. And there. Alright, there we go, guys. Ta-da. So what do you think about that? You can see the bead, a little more translucent. It's more of a, I don't know if you can see all those colors yet, but a lot of these colors are really going to pop when it gets clear coated. So there you go, a nice, that's what we did today, guys. We'll go all the way around that. So there it is. So as simple as this was, that's how long it took to do this here. And that's going at a decent pace. I'm not in no hurry. A lot of it was just waiting for that paint to dry. I don't really, if you start going over puddled work, it's going to start cracking. So especially with that white. But there you guys go. A 3-inch slow sinking minnow is what this is. Ta-da. Little black back. So if you are interested in this lure, I got one right here. Yeah, we'll post this up the day that it gets all finished with its clear coat. I will post it up. I got one, and then I'm going to do another in a different color, and we're going to put these two up for sale. But there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial on a simple design. Just a real nice simple design there, guys. All right. Well, you guys stay safe out there, and I will see you on the next video.